the work I was doing, which was as an architectural illustrator, finished in 2019. And while I was looking for work, I started going out and doing paintings. When lockdown started, I stopped doing anything else. I just went out and did painting. And as far as I could do, I tried to find places that I'd stuck in my mind earlier, thinking I must go out and paint that one day. But I'd never got around to it, because I'd been half planning these things for quite a long time. I found a lot of the places I'd thought about didn't exist anymore, because Newport has changed so much in the last 20 or 30 years. So I thought I might as well get on with painting the things that were there. Well, so I moved to Newport in 1969 with my family when I was 5. Did make a visual impression on me, even as a 5-year-old. And the thing I noticed probably most was the River Usk, which is something I've brought out in my paintings as much as I can. It's really, and it's a very big river. When it's full of water, it's a big expanse of water. I haven't really seen a river like that ever before. And at low tide, it's got a lot of mud, and mud like not many other places on earth. A lot of people don't really like it. I can't say that it wasn't that so much I liked it when I was a child, it's that there was a sort of a fascination about it, really. It has a sort of thick, chocolatey sort of colour, which works very well in paint. And I've painted it as much as I can. I also involved the Transporter Bridge, which is iconic in Newport in quite a lot of my paintings. So this sort of one, you've got plenty of mud and a Transporter Bridge. The big old 19th century buildings really struck me as a child, even when we came here. They weren't like what I'd seen before. Tall, intricately detailed, and obviously from a bygone age as well. It's always felt like it's prime. Newport feels like its prime time was sometime in the past. Obviously I didn't paint them at the age of 5, but I have been painting them for the last 30 years, since about 1980, I would have guessed, my earliest pictures I have. So this is the first book I produced. So I thought the only luxury coffee table book I know of Newport art. In this book, though, I haven't just done the town, I actually go into the surrounding countryside a bit when I get to it. This is where we are now, Belle Vue Park. And we're getting a bit out of town there. There's Holy Trinity at Christ Church. That's a viewing point, popular little cafe at the viewing point, where this is the view of Tumbalum, which I've painted quite a few times. Lots of pictures of Tumbalum I've done. All two here painted the same day, but the light changes so much that the time I finished one, I thought I'd paint another one just to get the different clouds over it. And this definitely isn't Newport, but I did cycle there. I do all my paintings I do accessing by my push bike, and this is about as far as I can get in a day's cycle and do a painting. And this is a view, two views from exactly the same place, from the George Street Bridge. This is Jack's Pill. That was in 2020, which looks exactly the same as it does now. It's got housing, it's got a new bridge. This was 30 years earlier, oil painting, all the rest have been watercolours. And that's what it looked like then. There was scrap yards all the way along, there was ships loading and unloading. Transporter Bridge is still the same, some silhouette of St Michael's Church, I lined up in the same place. Jack's Pill, the little inlet there, is still there, but absolutely nothing in common. over the last 30 years than the rest of the picture. I'm quite fascinated by the wreckage of the old 19th century wharfs and what would have been the waterfront decaying into the river now. I do like to paint parts of that whenever I can see it. There was a lot more of that around when I was a child, and I dare say in like 50 years time there'll be a lot less. So I'm quite I'm trying to paint it now as I see it now. This book I call Devils in the Details because I've painted a lot of the details of the architecture of the town in it. On each page I've tried to put a picture I painted from life. This is Charles Street, and I've photographed some of the little bits of architectural detail, and then I painted these versions from the photographs. This was actually my favourite in the whole of the town, that's why I started with this one. It's got these little dragons over a, presumably it's big enough to take a coach through, so it might have been where you parked your coach and one horse in the olden days. The old Newport Art College, where I actually went myself a little bit. And I photographed these little window details. All three are different, but I painted that one. And that's the high street in town. I had to paint the work in progress while I was there. This little thing here, that's that thing. And the dedication plaque there is the little detail here on the above the arcade. This particular picture here is why I call it Devils in the Details, really. There are some little devilish little faces in the bank. It's Lloyd's Bank in town, and there really are devils in the details there. And a nice picture of Poundland. You don't get many paintings of Poundland. But I did some of the little escutcheons in the wall above it. I can just flick through more. That's just up from 14 Lock. That's actually standing on the canal, but looking back down at Marcus. That's the canal at the Newport end of it.
So this is a Newport.
And it's got ducks in it.
How much is the book?
No, the big book, this one is £30. I can't produce them at 16. I hope it is. Yeah, they're paintings. Everything I got is paintings. That was done from life on a nice, bright, glorious, sunny day there. It took quite a bit of time on that one. When I get in the art college through the window to see there's Newport. So that was much quicker sort of technique there. And in the station, train was filmed in from a photograph. There was one there, so I sketched the shape of it, so I knew where the space was, and took it on my phone to finish that one off as well. But yeah, we're gonna walk on stage. Painting takes up a lot of time. I like music. I play a banjo. Badly, but often to the distraction of my wife. That's my other main interest. And reading. I am interested in, you'll probably spot that I'm interested in history, including local history. There's always plenty to read about.